you on here. We've had some kind of connect with her. I am so grateful, Danielle, that you, oh my gosh, are taking this time in your crazy busy schedule to share with this team. This is an incredible team that is scattered all over and excited with all the rollouts that are happening, all the things that are going on right now. And I will say that we are so proud of this team, the positivity, the get up and go. We are ready to get our boots laced up and roll with what you're sharing on this 90-day run. So over to you.
Very excited to be here, guys. Sorry, that was my alarm that I snoozed instead of turning off. So excited. First of all, the fact that I showered and shaved my legs for you guys is a miracle because you guys are keeping me busy. I see everyone getting a kick out of that. I literally had Scott standing in the bathroom doing a call while I was like, if I don't shave my legs, I'm going to quit. Okay. So I'm happy, all done up for you guys. Excited for tonight's kickoff call. Excited for Dr. Ona Brown. We've been on with the formulator about getting the shipment here. Everything's been just running really well, and also having so much feedback, and you guys have handled this lovely hiccup like champs. 95% of people have been absolutely amazing. Couldn't be prouder of the leadership. So a 90-day run to me is one of the most powerful ways to get your team volume moving. Right now you're in a position where you have a sold out product, right? We have no more product left and we have new products on the way. And so you can leverage the time of year, the fact that we're in a sellout, and then the ability to take 90 days of compressed time to get your people to take action. And we do have big stuff to announce tonight that will help you in that. We listened to your feedback. A lot of you have asked to put cash in the pockets, extra cash in the pockets, especially of the newbies and the little guys who are just starting out. And so we've been behind the scenes working on not just a promo for the new exotic trip we're giving away, but also something that will put extra cash in everyone's pockets during this transitional period as we're waiting for the 400 milligram capsules to come in. So we will be announcing that tonight. I know they're grinding behind the scenes with our CFO and our president, pulling that all together right now. And I'm really excited about that, because when you take a 90-day run, and I don't know who's done one, but raise your hand if you have. Typically people, there's something that psychologically goes on, right? This is a very psychological business, right? A lot of what does or doesn't happen in your business all comes down to the psychology of what's going on in the individual teammate's brain. If they're focused on the problem becomes so big, whether it's they don't know anyone, or the product's not working for them, or they don't like the way things are being handled, or shipping's too slow. They typically hyper focus, right, on what's going on, and it becomes bigger. What we focus on, good or bad, tends to expand. And so that's why mindset is a big part of a 90-day run. So I want you guys to have something, and I'll task Michelle, Raylene, Elaine with this, any of you leaders who have a book that you really love. Typically what I recommend for a 90-day run is Go for No. It's one of my favorite books, because Go for No really makes people understand that you want to get as many no's as you can during a 90-day run. You want to celebrate getting 30, 40, 50 no's, in a month or in a week or in 3 months, whatever you choose to do, because those no's are going to inevitably lead to yeses. Even when I hit 2.1 million a year as my gross income in my previous company, when I started hitting that, I was still getting no's. I think there's a misconception that just because you make a lot of money and you have success in network marketing that everyone says yes to you. It's not true. Let me get rid of that false mindset for you today. You'll still have no's. People really don't care about you. They care that you care about them and what their need is. You're bringing them a product or a service. Typically in network marketing, we have a product or a service, or products or services that tend to want to help people solve an issue or problem they're having. We have a product that solves an issue of leptin resistance, insulin resistance, low adiponectin, right? Deficient adiponectin, the fat signaling hormones having issues, and excess body fat. So what you're bringing to them outside of just a product is also a business opportunity that could bring in additional income. You have two things to present to people right now during this time of year, which is the best time of year to present a business opportunities, typically at the beginning of the year when everyone feels kind of stretched from the holidays, right? So in a 90-day run, you've got the mindset part that you need to work on, and then you have the activity. I want you guys to know during a 90-day run, the first 30 to 45 days typically is where the majority of that activity happens. And then a bunch of people will stop doing the run. And then the rest of the people that go through are the ones that end up making the 5-figure a week or 5-figure a month or even 6-figure a month incomes, because they typically don't stop the activity, right? So understand that who starts with you is not who will finish totally. That's number one. Number two, you should open it to every single human being in your group, because a 90-day run, if you start with 100 people, you'll probably finish with 25 or 30. And some of those people are going to break to ranks that are really going to set them up to have one heck of a year, right? And so keeping that mindset of some people will quit. It's okay. We're here to, incentivize and motivate, but you can't really motivate the unmotivated. If they're not motivated to change their life, there's nothing you can say or do. We can put the most incredible company with the best product with no problems at all, which by the way doesn't exist, but let's assume it does. They're still not going to do it because it has to do with what's going on in them. Do they really believe they're worthy of making more money? Do they believe they can be successful in our industry? Do they believe that people want to hear what they have to say? So again, you're hearing me mention mindset, even though 90-day runs very much focus on activity, right? You want as much activity as possible. If you're not working on a book such as Go for No, or one of my favorite books is, your first year in network marketing. I don't care if you're in your 30th year of network marketing. If you've never read that book, read it. And then what you guys should do during the run is meet weekly for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, spend 10 minutes on what in the book you read, Elaine or Michelle, Raylene, Diane, what you read in the book that you want to focus on teaching in that 1 10-minute period. You don't need everyone to get on and say what they loved. You need one person to teach one concept or grab onto one theme, and then you spend the rest of those maybe 15 minutes of the call talking about what are we going to do this week? What's our favorite script to use? How many people are we going to talk to? You literally hold their hand, right? And you treat it like I do, like a 90-day run. If I was in this company now as one of your top upline leaders, and I was going to do the run with you, and I was going to prospect to build my group, I would be hand-holding people. Hand-holding. Here's the script. Here's how many people you're going to send it out to this week. I don't care if you do them all in a day. Oh, Diana's texting me. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I've already seen that, Diana. Thank you for that. I've gotten a boatload of people to bring that to me. Yeah, that's an interesting little tidbit. So I want you to know, though, if I'm doing it and I'm you guys, I'm sending a script out. And here's what we're going to do, guys. And I'm getting on that call. I'm spending 10 minutes on their mind and 15 minutes on. Here's the script. Here's how many people. Text it, PM it. I don't care how you get it out there. Get it out in front of as many people, and do not prejudge. I'm going to say it again. Do not prejudge who you're going to text or reach out to. So many people that you think drive a nice car, you think have a big house, you think have money, are mortgaged to the hilt. They're in debt to their eyeballs. Their credit lines are maxed because they're trying to live a lifestyle that they can't afford. Did you just hear me? Some of you are going after people based on what you assume, based on what they've put out to the world. And quite frankly, no one wants to tell people when they're mortgaged to the hilt. No one wants to admit when their credit is maxed out, and no one wants to admit when they have no disposable income. Just so you know, 96% of Americans as of last year have less than $500 in savings. $500. That's the US. I don't know about Canada. Can't be much better, right, guys? So that means that the majority of people in your phone and in your network need extra cash. That means don't prejudge. I like to throw it out to everyone. When I do a text blitz or I reach out to people on social media, PMing them, I copy paste until, do you ever, we're all old enough, I assume. I Love Lucy, everyone? Do you remember the I Love Lucy? I just dated myself. Do you remember the I Love Lucy where they have all the chocolate going down and they're stuffing it in their mouths and putting it, it's one of my favorites. Okay. The truffles, right? They're getting them, stuffing them down their shirt. They can't keep up. That's me when I recruit. And I'll tell you why. A couple reasons, and I have no shame in this. I hate recruiting. So I want to get it done fast. I rip the Band-Aid off. I send it out to everyone really fast, and I put on music before I start. Typically what I would do in the past, you guys will laugh, put on some Van Halen, put on some Led Zeppelin, something to fire me up, like old school 80s hair band stuff, any kind of music to fire me up. Anything that would get me amped up and just get me in the zone. So for 30 to 45 minutes, I just get them done, and I it's like set it and forget it. Like that what's that commercial? It's an infomercial, set it and forget it. Remember that guy? The set it and forget it guy. Just throw it out there and don't think about it. I don't want you to call Elaine or Michelle or any of your upline and say so-and-so. Yes, Kelly, I'm a huge Zeppelin fan. So I don't want you going, Mary Jones ghosted me. She's good at, most people will ghost you. Who cares? It's kind of like the whole idea of, and you guys got me all fired up. Now I do want to recruit and I can't because it's my company, but I get the music on, I walk around, I get hyped up, and then I go copy paste, and I change the name. One time I didn't change the name, and the guy was like, my name isn't, Michelle. I'm like, oops. Because then he knew I was copy pasting. I was mortified. I don't even know if I closed him, but it was funny. It wasn't funny at the time. And I copied it, so I would go Jim, and the same thing. And then I would click copy paste, and I'd change it to Diana. And then I would change it to Mindy. And then I'd change it to Cheryl. And then I'd change it. Well, it's not Darren at S21. I know. Is that Wendy? That's Wendy, right? Yep.
Wendy.
So just so you know, though, I am the girl who's like, dear God, I don't like to reach out to people, but I don't want to be broken. I know I have something great, so I'm just going to throw it out there and forget about it. Then I want you to go back to your day. Go paint your toenails. I don't care what you do, but stop worrying about who you just prospected and let it lie there. And let the right people that you prospected, some of them, let them pop up and say, hey, Linda, yeah, I am interested in knowing more. Because if you have the right script in front of the right person, let me tell you a statement in this industry that I live by. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't. You could totally, Linda, right now, Linda Heiken, you could totally, that's a good color on you, you could totally prospect me right now, right? If I wasn't in the company. And you could send me something. And if I'm looking to lose weight, no matter how bad you messed it up, I'm going to go, Linda, I don't know what you just said, but it sounds like something that could get my thighs to be smaller. Send me the goods. Let me know more. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And if I'm hurting financially and I've been praying to God or thinking about how I'm going to get out of my current situation, and you scripted me and said, or you reached out, prospected me, and you said, Danielle, I know you and Scott are wonderful people. I'm not sure about your situation or if you need any additional monthly income. By the way, it's one of my favorite scripts ever in 13 years. I don't know if you need any additional monthly income, but I've got something that won't interfere with your full-time job. So let me know if you want me to send over info. That's it. Like literally a simple script of, I'm not sure if you want any additional monthly income. But if you want to take a look at, I've got something, I'll send it over. You could take a look and let me know. It's literally drop it in the PM, drop it in a text, forget it. Stop overthinking. Half of this business is fear and paralysis by an analysis paralysis. Because most of you, and I'm going to be really, really upfront with you before this 90-day run, most of you don't take action for fear of, or you overthink, or you get stuck, or you let the excuses, the dishwasher crapped out. Another day I don't have to do it, right? Because in your mind, you're almost subconsciously looking for something that you don't have to get rejected. Let me tell you something. I love rejection. Why? Because it made me a fortune. I got comfortable with being uncomfortable. I got comfortable with people saying no, and I got really hot for people to say no, and that's when my business exploded. And it didn't explode a day sooner. And my mentor, who made millions, said to me, Danielle, the day you become, I'll never forget this, he goes, the day you become desensitized to the people who quit, the people who, I would get so excited when people joined. He goes, stop celebrating. You haven't seen them do a damn thing yet. And I'm like, I know, I'm just excited they joined. Stop getting excited. He goes, just desensitize yourself to everything and you will make a fortune. And you know what? He was right. I stopped getting super excited when people joined. I said, great, glad to have you, but we'll see how it goes in my mind. And when people said no, that's okay. Maybe the next product or the next time we open a country, maybe they'll be interested then. I'll go back. But I'm okay with a no. And if they ghosted me, that's cool. God bless them. And that's when everything changed. Because I no longer put any pressure on myself. All I said was, The right people will respond back to me. The wrong people won't. And that's all I need. And if I keep doing this every day, and I was, by the way, doing it 6 days a week, probably an hour or two a day at night, because I needed to back then. But I wasn't working it 20, 30 hours a week. I was doing 12, 15 hours a week at night, 6 days a week, 6 nights a week. Well, Saturdays I did during the day, I should say. Never did a Sunday. And I made sure that I didn't care about how many people said no. You guys got to let that go. That's all ego. You caring what people think of you is also ego. Ego is one of the biggest destroyers of marriages, relationships. That's why my first marriage ended. If you can't admit there's a problem, and there's no fixing it. Well, the problem in network marketing is fear. And fear causes people to be paralyzed, and not taking action means they don't get enough no's to get the yeses. When you get rid of and you exit the fear and you go at it in a 90-day run, everything changes. The minute you guys get off this and go, she just ranted at me, but it actually hit me and made sense like a wet fish, then I did my job today. It's probably because I shaved my legs. I feel so good about myself, but I'm serious. I'm kidding. No, but I'm serious. Like, I want you to understand, if you don't get this fired up in life, when are you going to get fired up? If you don't take action for you, nobody's coming to save you. That hit me hard when I heard that. Nobody's paying your bills but you. So what do you care if someone tells you no? It's not the right time for them, or it's not the right product. Your job is to care enough to send it and say, if it's meant for them or if it's something they're looking for, they're going to want to do business with me because I have a good heart. I'm not pressuring them. I'm just letting them know I got something great. That's my attitude. My attitude now, I know we're going to $1 billion. Regardless of who stays and who goes, this company's going to $1 billion. However, I always say this. I just said it to a group today, right before, a couple hours ago. I said, of the people who leave, it's just a cleansing. I'm not going to worry about who left. I'm not going to worry about anybody except the people who stay, because those are the people I owe. I have a fiduciary duty to make sure the people who put their trust in this company and in me deserve my time, deserve my best effort every damn day. Excuse my French. I'm not worried about who left. Please leave in a classy fashion if you do. Don't be one of those people. I don't want to knock on your door. But if you do leave in a classy fashion, God bless you. And I hope one day you come back. I hope one day you see that we had what you were looking for. I'm happy for people that go, happy for people that stay. And if that's how you look at your prospect list, I'm happy for people who want to do business. I'm happy for people who aren't interested right now, because one day they may want what I have. And by the way, we're working on fulvic and humic. We're working on a gut health product. The fulvic and humic is hot. We're working on skincare. We're looking at Korean skincare lines that will rock the industry when you see what we're looking at. We have countries we're looking at opening. I've been on multiple international meetings behind the scenes. We have all kinds of stuff coming. But if you can't get past how to just set it and forget it, and all I want you to do is prospect 10 people today, do another 5 tomorrow, do 10 the next day, do 20 the next day. If all you did was reach out to 40 or 50 people a week, your first month, you are going to sign in customers, you are going to sign in members, you're going to put cash in your pocket, and when the product hits their doorstep and they start getting results, you start to see duplication. But again, everything I'm teaching doesn't end up doing anything for you and your group if you have too many people who are either discouraged or fearful. So does any of that make sense? I'm going to open it up because we have a few more minutes, and I want to make sure the 90-day run makes sense to you. But the 90-day run is about getting your mind right. Like, I want you guys to all pull your heads out of wherever dark place it is and say, I'm in for this short period of time. And I'm going to do it afraid, just like Joyce Meyer says, do it afraid. Listen, I had to leave a 15-year marriage afraid. I was terrified to start over. I had no home. I had no furniture. I left everything to him, and I didn't know how I was going to make it. You know why I ended up making big money in my last company? Because I had no other options. I just said, well, I could show my kids I'm a failure and show him that I need him, or I can go out and figure out how to make it on my own. Oh, and I did. I was like, might as well go to the top of the comp plan if I'm going to be, my whole life is falling apart. I could have sat and sucked my thumb in the corner, but I decided to not be afraid of the no's. I was afraid of one thing, missing out on momentum in that company. And guess what? Our team created that momentum. Our team in that company did That company did 710 million. My team did 580 million of that 710. Do the math on that. How do you create momentum? Get a bunch of people to say, I'm going to run in a compressed period of time. And we did 90-day runs, 3 to 4 of them a year. You could do 4. Typically people take a little time off here and there. It's fine. You have lulls. But if you did 3 90-day runs this year with your team, the majority of people will quit. And then you'll have a handful that do massive production combined. And every one of you, and I see Mindy Whitlow is watching me intently. I adore when people are like, because if I'm getting through to you, Mindy, then you know this could work for you. And if you think when we hang up it can't work for you, you're right. That's exactly what you'll bring to your life and to your team is nothing. You bring nothing but the same goose egg, right? The day before. Not saying you had a goose egg. I'm just throwing that out there. But if you say to yourself, it is possible. I've got Danielle. I've got this incredible product without an issue now, right? Without a capsule issue. Let's take that out of it. And we've got this huge runway. And we're in a startup, which is the most blessed place to be, however crazy and rough and roller coaster-ish it can be at first. But it is hands down the best place to be. Ultimately, you're going to look back and go, I don't even know how I was number 2028 in the company, because when there's 2-3 million in the company, people are going to go, you were in on day one. Yes. That's when you get to be proud of coming in early. Right now, you're like, dear Jesus, this is fun. Put on another seatbelt if you have to. It's rocky. In every startup I've been in, I keep going. I'm never going to be in a startup again. I end right up in a startup again. And then I start a startup. But I'm gonna leave it to you guys to hit me with a couple questions before we finish, because I'm gonna stay with you through the 90-day run. Every couple weeks, I will be on, not to smack you around, well, maybe a little bit to smack you around, but to get you to want it bad for yourself. I can't drag you over the finish line. However, I really would love to. You gotta pick yourself up and say, it's possible, right? And you gotta be hungry, like Les Brown says. You gotta be hungry to finally in your life say, enough is enough. I'm going to have abundance. I'm going to have overflow. It's mine. And no, I don't care how old you are. Most people, 40, 50, 60, that's when you see all these people, make they write their books, or they, have something big happen. Most famous people don't make it in their 20s and 30s. They make it after 40. We're primed for this. You're primed for this. All right. So let me see if there's anything in the chat. And how do we address the product not in stock? Great question. That was who? Andrea, great question. You say it's sold out, because guess what? We had to get rid of all that product. So technically it's sold out. Why bring up that there was an issue when the issue has been remedied? We have a different, we have a lot on the 200,000 units on order are the 400 milligram beta ones with the bovine capsules. Okay. We will test them. Not just because it will be tested by the new manufacturer. We're not going to rely on that anymore. I have PTSD now. I will test everything. But we will test it so that we can compare it to their C of A's. And as long as they both pass, which they would never not do send us a batch without theirs saying that. But with ours matching up, we're shipping out. So now you don't have an issue. It's a great question. You go out and you say, one of the best fat loss products to hit the market in years. It's sold out. They're back ordered, but they're coming in. And they're on their way. Now, you guys, I don't know how many of you had a 12 bottles or 8 bottles or 4 bottles. I'm assuming a lot. You guys are all getting full replacement for that. That is not for you to sit on. That is not for you to use for yourself. Did you know that? It's for you to take and sell now. If you're in Canada, which some of you are, you can't resell. So you might want to be like, okay, I'm going to have them place an order, okay, in the system. If you're Canadian, not US, don't listen if you're US. You put their order in, but you give them the bottle the minute it shows up at your door, okay, because we want it in their hands fast. In the US, you can actually sell it now. You can sell it. You can sell it, what I told a couple teams, sell it at $125. They're free bottles for you. Use those 12 bottles or 8 bottles or 4 bottles or 2 bottles to bring you new business. Because out of the ones you sell, you put a whole bunch of money in your pocket. You get a bunch of people to try the product the way it was intended, right? At the most efficacious. A bunch of them will become lifelong customers or long-term customers. A few will become distributors because they'll fall in love and want to make money with us. and build a business, and a few won't do anything, and that's okay. I would harness and leverage those bottles. Does that make sense? Get them sold. You can't do that in Canada. Once again, you can earmark them for somebody, have them place their real order and say, the minute it comes in, I'll have your bottle to you. And that's what a lot of teams are doing. I had a woman this morning message me. She goes, I sold 2 already out of my 12 right after we hung up last night. She's like, this is a great idea. All right, someone asked about scripts. Yes, there are scripts. And Elaine, if you could text me, even though I'm back to back until about 10 tonight, I will, in when I have just like 2 or 3 minutes, I'll go give you some of mine that I've used for years. Like I just have my favorites that have been what I consider highly successful scripts. And please, I'm going to try to say this nicely, please resist the urge to rewrite it. I find that when people take them and they tweak them, they end up saying to me, your scripts didn't work. And I go, send me some screenshots. And I go, for the love of God, you wrote a book in between my 2 sentences. They have to be short and they have to be powerful. Resist the urge. Once you send it out and get a bunch of no's with my script, then you could say, Danielle, your script sucked. I changed it. And look, I got 10 yeses. I will be humble and say, let's put that script out to the whole company. But please resist the urge to change it. What you can say once you send the script and they respond, you can go, and by the way, I'm on this product and here's my pictures. And if you're not on the product, you can send a before and after. My favorite thing to do is send a before and after the question. So I send the question, I send the before and after, and people look at it and go, that's amazing. So pick someone off the testimonial page and make sure their name isn't on it so they don't go Google them and buy from them. You don't want someone to get, you don't want to get your person poached. Just take some great testimony. If it's a guy, use a guy. If it's a girl you're prospecting, use a girl. The visual itself sells the product, right? And they're a little blurb. I have one for tomorrow you guys are going to love, of a woman who lost 30 inches and like 20 something pounds. And I saw her story online yesterday, a screenshot. I go, there's my Wednesday post for everyone, post of the day. That in and of itself, if you guys, any of you sent me a photo of her with a little script and I saw her, I'd go, I don't know what you got there, Jim, but Jim, send me your link. I'm buying it today. Like I wouldn't even question it. Most people, first of all, everyone buys an emotion, but most people see that and it's like, I didn't even need to know much more, unless I'm a green personality when they need to look at 42 documents. That's fine. Keep giving them documents. The longer they keep asking you for more, they're going to ask for my zip code, my bra size, and my social. That's what people who are green personalities do. There's nothing wrong with that. They take a lot longer to analyze. Everyone else doesn't. So 3/4 of the people that you are prospecting are probably going to look and go, that looks good to me. Now, you'll get someone who says, maybe give me a deeper, I don't know, do you have another video or do you have that? Sure. But don't oversend. If you send a script with a lot of other things that you add on, I promise you, you will get a lot of no's. If you oversend info and you don't peak in interest correctly, you're dead in the water. I do have to go to another call. I got like 10 more seconds here, but does that make sense? Just take the scripts I give you, go for it, get your head in a place where you say, I'm just going to do it for 90 days. And then I can tell Danielle, this doesn't work for me. And if you're honest with yourself and you're really just, like I said, throw the scripts out and don't worry. Don't go back to your PMs and look. Don't peek and see if Mary Jones actually, wow, she's a jerk. She just posted about her knitting class. She can't respond to me? Don't do that. Don't allow yourself to go there. Don't allow yourself to get salty, as my kids would say, about someone who doesn't respond. Don't worry. Like literally let it go and say, it's okay. I'm in the right place at the right time. The right people are coming to me, because that is where the magic is. God wants you to trust. You got to be a place of trust and know that the right people are going to show up in your group. Your business is going to expand globally, rapidly. And as long as you believe that, that is exactly what will start coming to you. I promise you. You still got to work. All right, guys. You got me fired up today. Wait for the next group. They're in for it.